There are places in the world where history has left more than ruins. Places where death, tragedy, and the unknown seem to cling to the soil, the walls, and even the air. Some call them cursed, others call them haunted. But for those who've dared to step inside, the stories are always the same: strange sounds, unnatural silence, and a heavy sense that you are not alone. Tonight, we'll explore the 10 scariest places on Earth. Real locations so terrifying that even locals refuse to go near them. But a warning before we begin: once you hear their stories, you may never look at certain places the same way again. Number 1. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. The Suicide Forest. At the base of Mount Fuji lies a sea of trees so dense that it swallows sound. This is Aokigahara, a forest known around the world as the Suicide Forest. Its beauty is undeniable: moss-covered roots, twisting branches, and an almost otherworldly silence. But beneath that silence lies a dark truth. For decades, hundreds of people have entered Aokigahara to take their own lives. Many leave behind notes, photographs, or trails of ribbon tied to trees so rescuers can find their bodies. Others simply vanish, their remains discovered years later by hikers who accidentally wander off the marked paths. Visitors say compasses spin wildly here, disoriented by the magnetic soil. Some claim to hear whispers urging them deeper into the woods. Others swear they've seen pale figures slipping between the trees, always just out of reach. Aokigahara is a place where life and death meet in an easy silence. And once inside, it's easy to understand why so many never find their way back. Number 2. The Catacombs of Paris, France. Beneath the glamorous streets of Paris lies a labyrinth of tunnels that stretch for hundreds of miles. These are the catacombs, a vast underground cemetery holding the bones of over 6 million people. Stacked neatly along the walls, skulls stare blankly at anyone who dares to enter. Narrow passages twist and turn endlessly, and even experienced explorers have been lost forever in its maze. Some say voices echo in the dark, whispering from the bones themselves. In 2010, police discovered something chilling: a fully furnished underground cinema hidden deep inside, with a bar and film equipment abandoned, but still running. Who built it and why they left remains a mystery. The catacombs are beautiful in their own eerie way, but one thing is certain: once you descend into their silence, the weight of 6 million souls presses down on you, and escape feels far away.
Number 3. Poveglia Island, Italy. Off the coast of Venice lies Poveglia, a small island with a horrifying past. In the 1700s, plague victims were shipped here to die. Thousands of bodies were burned in great pits, their ashes mixed into the soil. Locals say the very ground is made of human remains. Later, in the 20th century, the island became home to an asylum. Patients reported hearing screams at night. Some claimed doctors performed cruel experiments. The asylum closed, the buildings abandoned, but Poveglia's reputation only grew darker. Fishermen avoid the waters around it, claiming their nets pull up bones. And though the Italian government forbids visitors, thrill-seekers who've snuck ashore describe the same thing: an overwhelming sense of dread, as if unseen eyes are watching from every window. To this day, Poveglia remains untouched, a haunted island of ashes, fear, and silence. Number 4. Pripyat, Ukraine. Chernobyl's ghost city. On April 26, 1986, Reactor 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear plant exploded. In the chaos, the nearby city of Pripyat was evacuated. Today, it remains frozen in time. Children's toys still sit in empty schools. Gas masks litter the floors of classrooms. The Ferris wheel, once prepared for May Day celebrations, stands rusting and motionless. Nature has begun to reclaim the city, but it feels raw and natural, as though time itself stopped. Radiation lingers, invisible but deadly. Yet visitors claim something else lingers too. Strange figures seen darting through buildings. Windows where shadowy faces appear. Footsteps echoing across crumbling halls. When no one else is there. Pripyat is a ghost city in every sense of the word. Not just abandoned, but haunted by both tragedy and the people who never came home. Number 5. The Stanley Hotel, Colorado, USA. High in the Colorado Rockies sits the Grand Stanley Hotel, a luxury lodge with a sinister reputation. In 1911, a gas explosion injured a maid in room 217. Since then, guests and staff report seeing her spirit still folding sheets and tucking beds. But she's not the only one. Pianos play in the empty ballroom. Children's laughter echoes down deserted halls. Guests wake to find their luggage unpacked or repacked in the night. The hotel became world famous when author Stephen King stayed here in the 1970s. His nightmares inspired The Shining, and the Stanley embraced its role as one of the most haunted hotels in America. Even skeptics admit, spending a night here feels like stepping into a ghost story you can't close. Number 6. The Door to Hell Turkmenistan. In the Karakum Desert of Turkmenistan lies a gaping crater, nearly 230 feet wide, that has burned continuously for over 50 years. It began in 1971, when Soviet scientists accidentally drilled into a natural gas cavern. The ground collapsed, forming a crater. Fearing poisonous gas, the scientists lit it on fire, expecting it to burn out in weeks. It never did. For half a century, the flames have raged, lighting up the desert night with an infernal glow. Locals call it the door to hell. Standing at its edge, you can hear the roar of fire and feel heat blasting from below, like standing at the mouth of something alive. It's not haunted by ghosts, but its unending flames remind us that sometimes the earth itself can become a monster. Number 7. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. South of Mexico City, the canals of Xochimilco, lies one of the strangest and most terrifying places on Earth. Known as the Island of the Dolls, it's covered in hundreds of weathered dolls hanging from trees, nailed to walls, or propped on boats. Their glassy eyes stare, their limbs broken, their faces cracked and faded. Legend says the island's caretaker placed them there after finding a drowned girl in the waters. He believed the dolls kept her spirit away. For decades, he collected them, filling the island with their unsettling presence. Visitors say the dolls whisper, some claim their heads turn, and many leave with the same feeling, that the dolls aren't watching over the island, they're watching you. Number 8. Hoia Baciu Forest, Romania. In the heart of Transylvania lies Hoia Baciu, a forest so strange it's called the Bermuda Triangle of Romania. Its trees grow twisted, bent at sharp angles, as though recoiling from something unseen. In its center lies a perfectly circular clearing where nothing grows. Scientists can't explain why. Visitors report missing time hours, gone with no memory of what happened. Electronics fail, compasses spin. Some see lights floating in the trees. Others photograph shadowy figures. No one remembers being there. Local legends say The forest is a portal, a thin place, where our world overlaps with another. Stepping inside, you may not come out the same. Number 9. Eastern State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania, USA. Built in 1829, Eastern State was designed for solitary confinement. Prisoners lived in silence, their only company the weight of their guilt. The building was revolutionary, but cruel. Many inmates went mad. Punishments were harsh. By the time it closed, thousands had suffered within its stone walls. Today, it's a museum by day, but at night, things change. Guards report footsteps echoing after hours. Tourists have seen shadowy figures darting down cell blocks. Some hear wails of despair that never end. Eastern State is called one of the most haunted buildings in America, and walking through its crumbling halls feels like standing inside a cage of sorrow that never unlocked. Number 10. The Hellfire Club Ireland. On Montpelier Hill near Dublin sits the ruins of a hunting lodge with the terrifying reputation. In the 18th century, aristocrats used it for wild gatherings, drinking, gambling, and rumored satanic rituals. Stories tell of a stranger joining a card game one night. When a player dropped a card, he bent down to pick it up and saw the stranger's feet. They were cloven hooves. The man vanished, leaving only the stench of sulfur. To this day, hikers report unnatural cold, guttural growls in the wind, and strange lights flickering in the ruin at night. The Hellfire Club's reputation hasn't faded. If anything, it's grown stronger, as though the land itself remembers every dark ritual performed there. From forests and prisons to burning craters and islands of ashes. These are 10 of the scariest places on Earth. Places where silence is dangerous, where history doesn't rest, where something unseen still waits for you in the dark. So tell me, if you had to spend one night in one of these places, which would you choose? Or maybe the real question is this: would you dare step inside any of them at all? Because some doors, once open, never close. Subscribe, like, and share for more videos.